All right. Hey guys, it's Michelle Kofer again, your financial literacy and mindset coach, coming to you with my second video for YouTube. Definitely what I want to talk about with you guys in a short period of time is how to prosper in a recession. On Monday on my Facebook, which is Michelle W. Kofer, I posted a picture of me with like a Forbes magazine, and I have promised to come back and share some top tips from Forbes on how you can actually prosper and thrive in a recession. And I didn't do that. Got busy and then was kind of under the weather for the rest of the week. But since I have my amazing YouTube channel, what better place to go, right? To come share this information with you guys, my new audience. So if you're watching this, go right ahead and hit the subscribe button right down below. I'm not sure if you can like this. If you can like it, like it. If you can share it, definitely go ahead and do that. But definitely subscribe to this channel because it is my goal and intent to bring you tons and tons of value when it comes to money, mindset, motivation, marriage, and all of those things that relate to money. So tonight we're going to talk about how you can thrive in the midst of a recession, right? So we know that America is facing economic recession. It's no, it's no secret. It's no denying it. We are where we are. And, when people think about recessions, they kind of spaz out and get all crazy. And it's okay, guys. A recession is a cycle. It happens. And, even in some cultures and some languages, in the Chinese language, the word recess means to prosper. So it's not a time for us to get all crazy and bent out of shape, but it's a time for us to become more aware as it relates to what's going on around us and how we can capitalize on those things that are happening around us, right? So tonight I'm going to just share with you guys 7 things that I've picked up. These are not all of these are not like my points, but I've certainly elaborated on them because it's information that I know to be true, but it comes right from Forbes. Forbes is extremely credible. Its writers are extremely credible. And in reading an article, they talked about the fact that in America, we've actually had over 33 recessions. Over 33 recessions, 12 of which have been since 1945. And so, certainly in the last couple of decades, we've seen it. We've seen 2008 market crash. We saw it. And though 2008 market crash was certainly, it lasted longer than most recessions have historically, I think we are on the brinks of something else happening just like that. But guess what? Not everybody that suffered during a recession didn't recover. So many people recover, and they recover double, they recover triple, because they were the people that were prepared. So let's talk about how your family can be prepared in the middle of a recession so that on the backside of this, you come out prosperous. Y'all like that? How you can be prepared so that you come out on the backside prosperous. So let's talk about point number 1 is you got to face a recession with the right attitude. Just as I said a moment ago, it's not a time to be fearful. It's not a time to be scared. Of course, a lot of times the media will, get into our heads and things of that nature. And they're just doing what they do. They push out the news. The news pushes out all the bad stuff. But you got to make sure, you're not focused on the gloom and doom. You're focused on hope, right? You're focused on the things that will, in spite of, losing some things, that that on the backside, you're going to gain some things. And so the first thing I want to share here is you've got to develop a plan to move forward, right? So a lot of us are in a place where, we just really don't know what to do. No matter what's happening around us, you've got to be focused on, okay, this is happening now, but what is my step forward? In fact, me being in the YouTube space is me leading by example. I didn't have a YouTube page until now. I've always talked about it, but I didn't have it until now. And I understand that the value that I bring into the marketplace that I've been bringing to Facebook for a long time, for 3 years, is needed in this space. And so I'm looking forward. Like, there's a way for me to share information and bring immense value. And that's what I'm doing so that I can empower people. So develop a plan. How you're going to move forward. Don't focus on what's happening right now. Focus on what's going to be happening later, because a recession is a cycle. That means they come and they go. Don't get stuck in the what's happening now. Get focused on what's going to happen when the recession is no longer here. Okay. And then the other thing is, Forbes talk about think abundance. So many of us in the midst of a recession start to think lack. We start to think with a scarcity mindset, but start to think abundance. Yeah, people are going to lose some things. It's just kind of how it happens. But a lot of people are going to gain some things. And typically outside of recession, people experience abundance. You do realize millionaires are made in recessions. You're looking at one, okay? Millionaires are made in recession. So you got to focus on not what's happening right now, but you got to develop a plan of action for the future. The other thing I want you to write down is look for investment opportunities. And you're probably like, this lady is crazy. Look for investment opportunities. Yep, that's what Forbes suggests. You know, when the market is going down, that's a time for you to pick up. Look at ways that you can invest. And I'm one of those people that I've always been very, very fearful of the stock market. You know, as a teen in college, as early in 20s, you know, I had friends around me with the stock market. I just felt like it was a big gamble, and I never put my money in the stock market. But guess what happened early this year? Your girl right here got in the stock market, and I'm seeing my money grow, and I'm like, oh my God, even though it's kind of risky, I wish I would have been doing this far sooner in my career. But look for ways that you can invest. But when you think about the stock market, even guys, you're not investing for now, you're investing for the long term. So you're looking at, how is this money going to grow? How am I going to develop dividends over a period of time? So look for opportunities to invest your money. You can start with apps. There are all kinds of apps out there that you can utilize. I even use Cash App, right? But what I'm saying to you is this: we're talking about developing a mindset to prosper in the midst of a recession. That means you're going to have to do some things that maybe you weren't comfortable doing, because in order for you to get to a place of prosperity, you're going to have to get uncomfortable anyway. All right. So listen, Warren Buffett said this, and I got to quote this because this is exactly what you need to hear. It says, if you're going to think about investing in something, and you're thinking about what it's going to look like in 10 years, don't spend 10 minutes thinking about it. What you say? If you're going to make an investment and you're looking at, okay, this is an investment, meaning I'm looking at the long term. Where will this take me? What will I be doing with this? How will this prosper? How will this advance my income in 10 years? If you're thinking about, and you can visualize, what is this going to be doing for me in 10 years? He says, don't take 10 minutes thinking about it. What does that mean? It's something I teach my followers all the time in Facebook. The wealth mindset. When you see an opportunity, take it, seize it. You don't need to let it mull over in your brain, in your mind, guys. When you see an opportunity, take it. Don't spend 10 minutes pondering about it, thinking about it, calling your friends, asking your husband. If you see an opportunity, look at it, assess it. Is this something that will be beneficial to my life in the next 10 years? Because you got another 10 in you, right? You're going to be working for somebody somewhere, right? So if it's going to make sense to you right now, don't spend 10 minutes thinking about it. I thought that was a profound quote from Warren Buffett, urging us to just make a decision and go out here and do what we need to do and keep it moving. All right. So then the next thing is to have a financial game plan. This is simply budgeting, guys. You got to have a rainy day fund. You got to have a way to say that in the midst of a recession, this is what I'm going to be doing. You know, am I going to be scaling back? Am I going to be paying some debt off? You know, am I going to be, canceling magazine subscriptions and things like that? And I'll tell you guys, that was one of the things I did earlier. Just a little history about me, because I know we're getting to know each other here in the in the YouTube world. I grew up in the projects. This is off track. I grew up in the projects, but really wasn't exposed to money. I self-taught myself about money and finances in my college years into my adulthood, to where I, had pretty stable finances. Even though I was a social worker and I didn't make more than $55,000 over the course of my career, that was the highest salary I ever made. I always still managed my money pretty well. And then life happened and my credit got bad. And then I found a company, restored my credit, and I found a passion for doing what I do now. So I love financial literacy. It is my call. I know that even as a minister, it is my call to talk about money in the marketplace. So that is who you're listening to. Okay. But the other thing is, go ahead and make sure that you're making these money decisions, making sure you are, scaling back, cutting some things out, positioning yourself for, which is my next point, is make sure you get some cash. In a recession, you want to make sure you have liquidity. You want to make sure you're able to access cash, whether you have some money stored up at home or not. But the fact is, when we look at America, these are the statistics. I didn't make this up. Forbes is quoting this, and they said that in 2019, a survey was done that said 69% of Americans did not even have $1,000 saved up. That was last year. This wasn't an article written post pandemic. This wasn't an article written post COVID-19, guys. This was written last year. And last year, 69% of Americans didn't even have $1,000 saved. And of those 69, almost 50% of those 69% don't have 1,000 had zero. Say ouch. Say ouch, somebody. Guys, we got to do better. I've been there. That was me in 2017. I didn't have $1,000 saved. Life had happened. I pretty much almost lost everything that I had. That's how my credit suffered. But nonetheless, I had historically prepared. I had a rainy day fund. I followed Dave Ramsey. I had money aside, but my rainy days lasted for over 8 months, almost 9 months. I was out of work. And so that's how my finances went awry. And that's how this zeal and this passion to educate and empower people was birthed. So life happens, right? But you need to get a rainy day fund. And then they said that even 22% of Americans don't even have $5,000 in retirement, and 15% of Americans don't even have anything. So we're talking about how to prosper in a recession. Go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. Share this video into your social media. But we're talking about how to prosper in a recession when things are going backwards. What are we thinking? We're going to think about how we're going to move our money. What are we doing? Like I said, stop buying stuff. Like, stop spending money unnecessarily. Go sell some stuff. All this stuff you've amassed, those purses, those shoes, that furniture, all this stuff, get on the marketplace, sell some of this stuff, and put some money aside so that you can actually have a rainy day fund. You need some liquidity in the middle of a recession. You don't want to be that person that can't go out and get tissue because tissue's so high because you don't have no coins in the bank. Get some money aside. Cash is king. I mean, but I also teach credit is power, but cash is king in a recession. So you want to have the ability to get some hands on some cash. Okay, now the other thing is, as we're going to wrap it up, is, thinking about a recession, like I said earlier, it's just a cycle. So it's not going to last forever. They say that a lot of times in recessions, people do lose, but they don't lose everything. Some people lose a lot, about 38% of what they have. But on the backside of the recession, they're saying that the projected growth is over 339% over a 6-year period. So think about it. If you're in the midst of a recession right now and it looks like you're losing some things, move your money, do what you need to do. Take heed to these tips I just shared, because on the backside, you can prosper. You're going to see growth upwards 300% of what you take advantage of now. So let's talk about it. So how am I going to make money in a recession? Okay, we talking about prospering. How am I going to make money? 2 things, and this is it. I'm wrapping it up. How you going to make money is you got to build your intellectual assets. I ain't talking about your possessions. I'm talking about your intellectual assets. What are those? Your IAs. These are your skill sets. These are your abilities. What value do you bring in the marketplace? That's why I'm over here. I know I bring value in the marketplace. What value do you bring in the marketplace? Increase your intellectual assets. Go take a class. Go get a certification in something. I'm working on a couple of certifications as we speak. Literally, I'm just adding more IAs. I need intellectual assets. Go take a class. Sharpen your skills. Go out there and figure out what is it that I'm passionate about doing, and capitalize and monetize those skills so that you can prosper in the midst of recession. Millionaires are made in recessions, guys. This stuff that I'm telling you, we're going to look back at this in 5 years and we're going to laugh together and be like, that girl was right. She became a millionaire. You got to make sure that you have the right information and not just have it, that you're actually taking action on it. So that's what I want you guys to do, is take action. But increase your intellectual assets. Stay relevant. Give people value. Give them things that they need to know about. Like right now, people need to know what to do with their money. So I'm telling you what to do with your money, right? And then the other thing is you got to get a side hustle. You got to get a side hustle. We're talking about how to prosper in the midst of a recession. You got to have side hustle. You got to have more income. So if you have your 9 to 5, that's cool and dandy. But guess what? We have literally millions. Our nation, probably about 15% of Americans are on unemployment. And the extra unemployment compensation, that extra $600 is getting ready to dry up. And they're saying if they reissue stimulus, that extra $600 bonus is not coming back the second time around. Why? Because people got lazy. People didn't go back into the workforce. Like, why would you, when you are getting unemployment and you making more in unemployment than you did when you were going to the job? Why would you go back? Like, that's kind of what drove me into entrepreneurship. Like, I couldn't find a job for over 8 months. And then when I did get job offers, I was like, that is a menial salary. All these skill sets I got, I might as well just figure something out. And then I became an entrepreneur. I started a t-shirt business, Trinity's Apparel. I invested $1,000 and I grew that business and I started scaling it until I had a fire. And then I got the taste of entrepreneurship, and I'm like, okay, I got to figure this out. And that's when I started my second business. I actually launched a business inside of a network marketing company that allowed me to be able to scale a business to 6 figures in a short period of time. And I took those monies, those capitals, and I started to build other businesses. So I built a tax business. I built a consulting business. I built a coaching business. So these are things that you have to build. That you have to understand. Get a side hustle. Your one job is not enough income. We're talking about how to prosper in a recession, and through the recession, how to really, really elevate your prosperity. So you got to get a side hustle. Figure out what you like to do. It can be online. It can be offline. I choose to build in the online space. Why? Because you can reach more people. And the other thing is you can reach a lot of strangers. Go ahead, stranger, subscribe right down below. But you can reach a lot of strangers, but strangers become your best customer, your greatest consumer. Strangers are your hottest commodity in the marketplace, especially when you start leveraging tools like social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, YouTube, these kinds of platforms where you're able to get your message out to a lot of people in a short period of time, even people that you don't know. So guys, in order for you to prosper in a recession, you got to get a side hustle. Figure out what you love to do. Even if you don't know what you love to do, try a few things. Just like Warren Buffett said, don't spend 10 minutes trying to figure it out. If an opportunity comes in your lap, look at it. Is this a good fit for me? If it is, great. Go jump. Go jump. You can't be afraid. In the middle of a recession, don't let people scare you. If you get scared, you're going to be broke the next recession. Okay? The recession is an opportunity for you to prosper. Even though things are going to be going backwards for some people, it's going to be going forward for some people, for those who were prepared, for those who had the knowledge, for those who had the wisdom, for those who took action. So these are the things, guys, that I just want you to understand. Like, go ahead and diversify your income. One stream of income is not enough, period. Point blank, not enough. So figure it out. Now, I do have an amazing opportunity that, like I said, I have 2 opportunities. I'm inside of a network marketing company. If you are interested in taking a look at that, certainly you can leave a comment, just hashtag network marketing, and I will reach out to you personally, or you can go and book on my site. You can book on my site. It's Kofor Financial Group, LLC.setmore.com. You can book a consultation there. Maybe you don't want to be a network marketer. Maybe you need to figure out what your skill set is. Well, you can book on my site a free consult. I will talk with you and chat with you and help you discover what your passions are. What can you turn into money? What can you monetize? And so, showing you just how, like, I was a social worker who was broke and struggling, but now I'm a financial literacy coach. Now I teach people about money. Now I teach people about credit. Now I teach people about mindset. You can take any gifts that you've been given and monetize it if you have the right leadership, coaching, and development. Okay. So that is it for my second YouTube video. I don't know if even there is some analytics like keep it under 5 minutes, keep it under 10. I got to learn. So y'all bear with me. But in the meantime, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and share if you found value in this. This is your girl, Michelle W. Kofor, signing off, guys. It is official. I am a YouTuber, and I'm excited. So I'll see you guys on the next video. Take care. Look for me every day. I'm going to bring you some value every single day. I'm trying to come every day. But anyway, we'll see you on the other side, guys. Take care. Bye.